Last time I made a video in my car, I was speaking to the majority who have never experienced cancer, breast cancer, or anything like that. Now I want to talk to my fellow breast cancer or just cancer, counterparts in general. So most of you know I'm in remission. Yay! Go ahead and celebrate that. And I have noticed that there is like a very small, maybe like 1% of a population of people who just can't shake that little negativity bug. And I kind of wanted to address that because that's very discouraging for other women who are really trying their hardest to be as positive as possible. So let me go ahead and address that. When it comes down to having cancer of whatever, breast cancer, lymphoma, brain cancer, whatever the case may be, do you know how hard it is find it in themselves to actually try to, entertain being positive? I know it was hard for me. I still have my moments. I still have my moments of being negative or being down or just really feeling like this is it for me. And that's, I was stage 4. I am stage 4. Stage 4 triple negative breast cancer, the most aggressive breast cancer you could possibly get at 29. As you've seen in my YouTube video, I had a little meltdown, and that happens from time to time. I get being realistic. I'm very realistic. Number one, for those of you who don't know, when it comes to cancer in itself, there is no cure for cancer. If there were, period, point blank, if there were, then you would not be having individuals having recurrences, no matter what kind of cancer, no matter what stage. There is no cancer, or there is no cure for cancer. However, there are treatments, there are ways, whether it's conventional, holistic, depending on whatever it is that you decide to do. There are, however, treatments for individuals that help us to keep it dormant, permanently or temporarily. And depending on whether or not your cancer responds to the treatment, there are treatments out there to help at least lengthen your life just a little bit longer, or keep the cancer at bay. It doesn't progress and it doesn't go away, it just stays there. There's just different things. What I have seen is just a lot of women, not a lot of women, let me see, a small amount of women just get in this little negative Nancy vibe, and you are ruining it for everybody else, because at the end of the day, we all have to live with the reality that we have cancer. That doesn't leave our mind. We don't sit there and walk around naive and oblivious to the way that this works. We don't need you, another cancer patient, reminding us of our current situation. We have to live with it every day. It's there. We know. We understand. We know the statistics. We know the facts. To sum it up, we just know. So I'm not going to apologize for being positive, because you know what? Just like studies have shown that chemo can be effective in some cancers, studies have also shown, and this came from my genetics counselor, this came from my oncologist, this came from my naturopath, this came from, who else was it? A gastrointestinal registered nurse, that positivity or reducing stress can actually help to boost your immune system. And that stress in itself can not only weaken your immune system, which we need to help us fight off the cancer, but it can also, traumatic stress can also cause other forms of cancer. So no, I'm not going to apologize for being positive. I'm not going to apologize for sharing my story and trying to help other people and letting them know that there are other options out there. I don't claim to have the answers to the situation. I start off with every piece of advice letting them know, just remember, every situation is different. Everybody is different. Every cancer is different. Everybody's genetics is different. Everybody's cancer responds and reacts to chemo differently. I do, however, strongly encourage integrating holistic medicine to help your body heal from everything that's being pumped into us. These are poisons. These are literal poisons. This is not a conspiracy theory. You can look up the derivatives for something like Taxol, and one of the derivatives for Taxol is mustard gas. As far as carboplatin is concerned, one of the derivatives are platinum. So we have to pump ourselves with these poisons in order for us to get better, but we also need to make sure that we're helping our bodies heal. And in that in itself, we also have to make sure that we're taking care of not just our bodies, but our minds. Our minds also control our gut, and it controls our immune system. So I let people know, remember that. Remember that we're all different. Our genetics are different. Our cancer is different. The way that we respond, the way that our bodies take to the chemo and any other treatment is different. We are different. But I also let them know that research should be your best fucking friend, because I went through four doctors, three of which slapped a number on me, said this is protocol, and called it a fucking day, until I found my wonderful doctor, who is not only a research professor, but he's been doing this for 50 years. So again, I don't claim to have the answers, but I can help you to try to look at it from a different perspective, because at the end of the day, we are all fighting for our lives. We need someone with a different perspective other than, if you don't do the chemo, you're going to die, because I've been there before with the scare tactics from the oncologist, or you need to do holistic, or the chemo's going to kill you. We all need to just have a little bit more of an open mind, and also be strong enough to try to figure out, or try to find that strength to do the research and be our own advocates, because this is our lives. So if you don't like my little ray of sunshine, where's it at? There you go. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to stop. There are people that really actually thank me for being having a different tone, and having a different dialogue, and helping them to look at the situation differently, and to actually go and research their specific situation, and go to their doctors and make sure that they are getting the proper treatment to help make sure that they are there for their kids, their grandkids, whatever the case may be. And will it work? We don't know. The doctors don't even fucking know if it's going to work. This is all an educated guess. They don't know if your body will take to the chemo. They don't know if your cancer will even respond to the chemo until they actually administer it. So just remember, like, be positive as much as possible. And yes, you're going to have your down days, and that's fine. But don't sit up there and try to rain on somebody else's parade just because you can't figure out how to be as positive as possible. Okay? Bye.